Save Jerseyans, Brian McGovern again. We're still here in the 38th District. The Republican volunteers are still making a lot of phone calls, way over their goal for today. And now we're here with Senate candidate and freeholder John Driscoll. Thanks for sitting down with us. Basically, I just want to ask you a couple quick questions about your race. I mean, it's no secret this is the most competitive and probably the best chance for a pickup for the Republicans in the whole state in the 38th. When you're walking around in Bergen County that not too long ago was controlled by a Democrat machine like some of the other counties in the state, and you and Kathy Donovan and a lot of other notable Republicans in this county really made a resurgence. What did it take to make that happen, and what would you say other counties might need to start doing to try to have one of their own?
Well, I'll tell you, it started a long time ago. It just wasn't Kathy, Rob Hermanson, myself, Maura Nicola, John Felice, John Mitchell, and Mike Sordino that changed it. It was the Paul Duggans of the world. It was the Charlie Quaddies of the world. It was the Chris Calabreses of the world, the Bob Udens of the world, the Joel Brizzes of the world that ran before, the Tony Casanos that were there, that kept chipping away and pounded the message forward of good government. I was just the recipient of a race the year prior that was very close. We lost it by less than, I think, like 2%. And Rob Hermanson and myself, we received the party backing, and we started campaigning from, I think it was like March 11th after the convention, and we didn't stop until election night at 8 o'clock. It was ground game. It was getting out into the streets, talking to the people, listening to the people, going everywhere and anywhere there were people, and just listening to them and hearing their concerns, and just basically, reaching out to them. It was also the fact that we did have the governor also running that year, which did help. Right. That helped us tremendously. There was a big backlash in Trenton from a former governor who basically came in as a financial guru and left Jersey in a worse state than he took it over from Governor McGreevey.
Absolutely.
That was the problem. And we had a man that stepped up and said what he meant and means what he says. And that's one thing I have to say about our governor. Yeah,
Governor Christie definitely gets a lot of credit, I think, for all the Republican victories that have happened in the state. Well, you're on the freeholder board here in Bergen County, and it's a Republican-controlled board.
Yes.
And so what made you want to run for this seat?
I ran for Assembly in 2007 in the old District 38, which really was an uphill battle for a Republican, is an understatement. We knew our job was to get votes for the county ticket and try and help as much as we can. My father ran for the school board back in the 70s, and he was a single parent. We lost my mom when I was 8 years old to Hodgkin's, and we always asked him, Daddy, why'd you want to run for the school board? Why do you want to get on the school board? And it was simply as he wanted to leave Little Ferry a better place for my brother, my sister, and myself. And to be honest, after looking at my 3 children, my 2 boys affected with autism, I want to leave New Jersey a better place for them when I'm not here anymore. And, I've learned life is short. You have to live for today, but while you're living for today, you have to help people. And as a freeholder, I've tried to do that, tried to live by that mantra of helping people. And I'm going to do the same thing when I get into the state senate, is just help people and try and do some good things for some people in New Jersey.
It certainly looks like you're going to get your chance. I mean, you've been campaigning around for a long time now, going door to door. All these people are making phone calls. What are you hearing out there from the voters in the 38th that are the real key issues right here?
I have to say, I've been campaigning already for a long time. I campaigned in 2009. Last year, Rob Hermanson and myself hit the streets running to help get our county executive in, our sheriff in, and our 3 freeholders in. So I campaigned last year for them, and this year now I'm campaigning for myself. So I think I have a pretty good grasp on what the people in District 38 and let alone Bergen County are interested in. And it's property taxes, it's the economy, it's in District 38, flooding is a big issue. The recent storm hurricane we've had has hurt so many people. Property taxes I can address. The first year we had the opportunity as a Republican majority with the Republican county executive. Kathy Donovan presented a budget that didn't increase from last year, a flat budget. The freeholders, we did our job. We cut $750,000 off that property county tax levy to reduce the budget for the first time in nearly a decade. People said we couldn't do it. We did it. And it was tightening our own belts. I ran on the promise to take a 25% pay cut in my salary. I did last year. I did this year. I don't take health insurance from the county. I have a job that provides me with health care insurance, and I'm a firm believer in I'm daddy, and daddy provides health insurance for his kids as long as I can. If you don't have health insurance and you're an elected official, I understand, yes, you should be on the policy. That's my own personal opinion. In regards to the economy, we need to grow this economy. We need to get people back working again. It's important. I've seen so many people that are out of work. Family members of mine are out of work, I know. And it's very difficult to sit there and have these conversations with your family. In regards to the flooding issues in Bergen County, growing up in Little Ferry, I know water. I know what water does to a family. I got hauled out in a bucket loader when I was a kid when our street got flooded. My friend's father, a police officer, he took us out, and, we went on our merry way over to the other side of town. But in this past storm, areas flooded that never flooded before. I was out on the road for the hurricane, going to command center up in Mawa. I was at OEM meetings in various towns in District 38 and in Bergen County, all around Bergen County. I toured Bergen County after the aftermath of it. Our people need help. But also we have to prepare ourselves for not if the next storm comes, when the next storm comes, because we're getting flooded on nor'easters are coming in. We're getting areas flooded to the point of losing millions of dollars. We have to be proactive. What I've done as a freeholder, first opportunity I have, I've created the first ever Bergen County Flood Advisory Board. I've reached out to every community across New Jersey, across Bergen County, asked any borough council and mayor if they could present a name to us or any names for suggestions to be on this committee. I received some. I was disappointed by not receiving a lot more. We made selections. The committee is meeting on Monday the 17th of October. We're going to be selecting a chair, a vice chair, and I found out is when you come up with an idea on the freeholder board, you instantly become the liaison. So needless to say, it's another board that I'll be the liaison to. I'll be very happy to. This board is going to be looking at flooding on a county-wide issue. It needs to be looked at. We have people that are affected by flooding by man-made reasons. We have people made by infrastructure problems. We have people by Mother Nature. They all have to, we're working together to get a comprehensive plan as to find out what we can talk about and have Bergen County speak as a body to the federal government and to the state to say, hey, we need help up here. There are many programs out there, Blue Acres, which is a very difficult program. I mean, you're asking people to leave their homes. That's a hard thing to do. You also have a situation where you have to have ideas. We have the Passaic River, we have tidal gates down in the Meadowlands. And a thought someone came and talked to me about was putting a tidal gate at the mouth of the Passaic River, which is a bad idea. So when the tidal surge comes back up the river, you're at least having a stopping point, so when the water's coming downhill. But there is one thing that I really think that's important, that must be done, and that's one of the first things I'm going to do when I get into the state senate is push forward a law is to have either, whoever is the leading county elected official, whether it be a county executive or a freeholder director, depending upon the form of government the county has, to have the ability, when the governor calls for a state of emergency, to have that leading county official be able to compel any water company to release water when the state of emergency is declared, because that's crucial in keeping flooding from happening. It's not going to end the problem, but it'll be at least a push in the right direction.
It's that time. Well, coming here today, an issue kept coming up when I was talking to people and talking to other candidates that I wasn't familiar with before I got here, and that's the Teterboro situation that's going on right now. Do you have anything to say about that?
Growing up in Little Ferry, Teterboro was the next town, 2 towns over. South Hackensack was in the middle. My grandfather worked in Teterboro at the Bendix property, which is the big area everybody's talking about. He was an engineer there. My father worked in Teterboro also in Empire Carpet back in the day. There was a former chief of police there, Otto Flagg. I went to school with his son, and he lived on our block in Little Ferry. So I know Teterboro very, very well. The problem I have with the whole thing was the process of that the senator wanted to do was to eliminate this town. It got to the point where if he went through with this and this process went through, I could wake up tomorrow morning living in Little Ferry, and you could wake up tomorrow morning living in Hasbrook Heights, and Teterboro would be gone, and nobody would have a say.
Right.
That's not American in my book. I'm sorry. You want to do something like this, you should have a public hearing on it. That's one of the big problems that would never happen. There was never a public hearing on this until it got out and people started yelling about it. It's not about protecting high-paid town employees. It's an American way of life. That, you know, if you're going to destroy a town, the least you can do is give the people a public hearing and ask the input of the 37 people that lived in that town. I don't care if it was 37 people or 37,000 people. It's wrong. You have to have the people's voice. You have to be heard. That's America. That's one of our principles. Another matter is with that the properties that we're talking about, it's all about a corner property. That's what this is all about. The Bendix property, the old Bendix property that wants to put a hotel over there. That company possibly was going to leave the area because of this whole problem that was being covered, because they were getting bad press out of it. That would have been losing the area almost 200,000 jobs, construction jobs, hard-working, hard-hat people, men and women that go to work Monday to Friday, working hard, sweat. Those people wouldn't have had those jobs. That's wrong. And it reminds me of a program that a former county executive had. Former county executive McNerney, I think it was about 4 or 5 years ago, came up with the thought of eliminating towns under 10,000 people. Little Ferry was about under 10,000. Right now, in District 38, Rochelle Park is under 10,000 people. I found that Oradell is under 10,000 people, my running mate Fernando Alonso said. So if this process went forward, because these bills are still pending in Trenton, if the senator gets his way, he would be able to eliminate 2 towns in his district in a blink of an eye. I got a problem with that, because this is exactly what Dennis McNerney wanted to do. So as far as I'm concerned, Dennis McNerney ran Bergen County Democrat Organization. He was their lead elected official. So if Senator Gordon wants to do what Dennis McNerney and BCDO wanted to do, I guess the apple doesn't fall too far from the tree.
Obviously not. So. Wow. All right, well, I'll let you get back to knocking doors
Thank
and
you.
everything. Today's a big day, so thank
That's
you for
it.
sitting
Thank you
down
so
with
much.
us.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Keep checking back for more LD38 coverage on St. Jersey.